800 years ago, an Ethiopian king ordered a new capital for Christians.
This is the original Bible they don't want you to see, Pope Francis proclaimed, igniting a wave of intrigue worldwide. The pontiff was referencing an ancient and mysterious manuscript that predates the traditional Bible we know today. Buried in secrecy and hidden by powerful authorities, this text contains teachings, stories, and revelations that could reshape the foundation of faith itself. But why was it kept from the public? What truths lie within its pages? Get ready for a shocking journey into one of history's most guarded spiritual secrets. The earliest Christian writings. The Bible, revered as the cornerstone of Christianity, is, intriguingly, a collection of writings with origins shrouded in mystery. It might come as a surprise, even a shock, that the concept of an original Bible is more of a historical enigma than a concrete reality. Over centuries, countless efforts to safeguard and reproduce its sacred texts were met with challenges that would reshape Christian history forever. Imagine the complexity. Scrolls of divine teachings, fragile and fleeting, multiplied into thousands of copies to meet the growing demand of early churches. Yet, in a world where authenticity was contested, not every writing cut. Compiling the Bible was a daunting process, fraught with controversy and confusion. Consider St. Paul, whose letters, written before his execution by Emperor Nero in 65 AD, make up nearly half the New Testament. Some of his writings even reference gospel sayings, suggesting that portions of the New Testament were already circulating during his lifetime. By 96 AD, with the completion of the Book of Revelation, the canon appeared finalized. But which writings truly belonged? This uncertainty spurred centuries of debate. Early church fathers like Clement of Rome, Polycarp, and Irenaeus each identified collections of sacred texts, yet discrepancies abounded. For example, Clement recognized just 8 books around 95 AD, while Irenaeus, some 70 years later, authenticated 21. Compounding the issue, forged writings such as the Gospel of Thomas and Epistle of Barnabas muddied the waters, leaving the average believer unsure of what to trust. Eusebius, a historian and bishop of Caesarea, who sought to restore order. Categorizing texts as canonical, disputed, or spurious, he outlined the foundations of what we now recognize as the New Testament. His efforts, alongside those of St. Jerome, renowned for translating scriptures into Latin, helped crystallize the sacred texts. Yet, the lingering question remained: what of the so-called original Bible? Could it be that the idea of a unified, pristine Bible was never as clear-cut as we imagine? So what role did Constantine play in this unfolding narrative? And how did monastic communities shape the early church? Stay tuned to uncover these fascinating connections. The battle for faith, sacred texts, and Christianity's transformation. For centuries after St. Peter's first arrest in 33 AD, Christians endured relentless persecution under Roman emperors who sought to suppress their faith. Nero, infamous for blaming Christians for the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD, unleashed brutal tortures and mass executions. Sacred writings were destroyed, and similar devastation occurred during Emperor Diocletian's reign. Many historians believe that these events led to the loss of texts from the original biblical collection. Everything changed in 306 AD with Constantine's rise to power. Initially a ruler of only part of the Roman Empire, Constantine aspired to unify the entire region. In 312 AD, facing his rival Maxentius at the Battle of Milvian Bridge, Constantine experienced a vision, a cross of light in the sky accompanied by the words, "By this sign you shall conquer." Convinced of divine intervention, he adorned his soldiers' shields with the Christian symbol and secured a decisive victory. Grateful for what he believed was the Christian God's support, Constantine legalized Christianity with the Edict of Milan in 313 AD. This pivotal moment not only saved lives, but also granted Christians the freedom to worship openly. However, divisions within the faith soon surfaced. To address this, Constantine convened the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. The council's outcomes included the Nicene Creed, which defined core Christian beliefs, and the affirmation of 27 New Testament books, a milestone reinforced by Saint Athanasius's Easter letter in 367 AD. During the Middle Ages, monastic communities became guardians of the sacred texts. These devoted men and women, living in isolation, meticulously hand-copied the Bible in scriptoria, often decorating their work with intricate illuminations. Their efforts ensured the survival of the Bible through turbulent times. In the 12th century, theologians like Peter Lombard brought fresh perspectives to Christian doctrines. Lombard's work, Sentences, clarified difficult concepts and drew from writings once dismissed as apocryphal. Over time, these deuterocanonical books gained acceptance, though not without controversy. Some Christians embraced them, while others rejected them, sowing the seeds of the Protestant Reformation. But this remarkable story is only the beginning. The Ethiopian Bible is uniquely captivating and sets it apart from any other. How does this ancient manuscript stand as a testament to Ethiopia's unique Christian heritage? What secrets lie within its weathered pages? What does it reveal about the spiritual journey of an entire nation? Stay with us as we uncover the astonishing ways the Ethiopian Bible reshapes everything we thought we knew about the origins of faith. The untampered Ethiopian Bible and its uniqueness. The Ethiopian Bible stands apart from more familiar versions like the King James Bible, not merely because of its age or artistic beauty, but because of its profound structure, content, and perspective differences. Think of it as stepping into an entirely different realm of Christian tradition, older, richer, and brimming with surprises. This ancient text invites us to explore a unique lens on faith, art, and theology that feels familiar and refreshingly distinct. To start, let's talk about its sheer scale. While the King James Bible contains 66 books, the Ethiopian Bible comprises an astonishing 84. Among these are captivating additions, such as the Book of Enoch, which vividly describes fallen angels, their rebellion, and their impact on humanity. There's also the Book of Jubilees, which reimagines Genesis with its own moral and theological insights. Other treasures include the Book of Baruch, Ezra, and 3 versions of the Book of Maccabees, texts absent from many Western traditions. These extra books provide a deeper dive into early Christian beliefs, offering historical and spiritual dimensions often missing in Western compilations. It's as if the Ethiopian Bible is the extended edition of Scripture, rich with untold stories and broader narratives. But it's not just the content that sets this Bible apart. It's the art. The Ethiopian Bible is a visual marvel. Its pages alive with vibrant illustrations of saints, apostles, temples, and intricate diagrams that weave connections between scripture passages. These illustrations don't just decorate the text. They tell stories, bringing the spiritual messages to life in vivid detail. What's even more incredible is how well preserved these colors remain, their brilliance defying the passage of over 1,000 years. Thanks to careful storage in a cool, dark monastery, flipping through its pages feels like stepping back in time, as if the artists had just set down their brushes yesterday. The theological perspectives within the Ethiopian Bible are equally captivating. For instance, the Book of Enoch shifts the narrative of sin, framing it not solely as a human failing, but as a cosmic struggle influenced by the actions of fallen angels. This battle between good and evil deepens the themes of sin and salvation, adding a unique layer of complexity to the story. Moreover, the Ethiopian texts emphasize a direct personal relationship with God. Unlike many Western traditions that highlight the Church as a mediator, these scriptures often encourage individuals to take personal responsibility for their spiritual journey, fostering a sense of immediacy and closeness to the divine. Age also plays a pivotal role in the Ethiopian Bible's significance. With roots dating back to the 4th century, it predates many Western versions and developed independently of influential church councils like Nicaea. This independence allowed the Ethiopian Bible to retain a voice unshaped by later European influences, preserving an authentic, ancient perspective on Christianity that feels untamed and original. In addition to its theological and historical significance, the Ethiopian Bible is a treasure trove of liturgical material. It includes psalms, hymns, and prayers that expand its spiritual application. For instance, Psalm 151, largely unknown in Western Bibles, is part of the Ethiopian canon, adding a lyrical and poetic dimension that makes the scriptures a living, breathing element of worship. These elements highlight how the Ethiopian Bible was not just a book to be read, but an integral part of the community's spiritual life. Perhaps most importantly, the Ethiopian Bible is a testament to Africa's profound influence on early Christianity. In a world where Western narratives often dominate, this text stands as a proud symbol of Ethiopia's rich heritage and pivotal role in shaping the Christian faith. Thanks to the unwavering dedication of monks who preserved it, it has survived invasions, fires, and the relentless march of time. Its survival, largely intact and vibrant, speaks to the enduring power of faith and the cultural significance of this remarkable artifact. But there's even more to uncover. How exactly is the Ethiopian Bible structured? What secrets lie in its book organization? Stay tuned as we delve into the fascinating divisions within this ancient masterpiece. The distinctive organization of the Ethiopian Bible. The Ethiopian Bible is unlike any other, a mesmerizing blend of history, art, and mystery. Its organization alone sets it apart, divided into 2 manuscripts known as Garima I and Garima II. Each one holds its unique window into the past, yet paradoxically, Garima II is considered older than Garima I. While this might seem confusing at first, their incredible stories reveal why. Garima I is an extensive manuscript of 348 pages, beginning with a dazzling series of illuminated canon tables. These tables act as cross-referencing tools for the Gospels, yet they're far from plain, adorned with intricately designed arcades that resemble miniature architectural marvels. Moving beyond these awe-inspiring tables, the manuscript flows seamlessly into gospel texts written in Ge'ez, the ancient language of the Kingdom of Aksum. Unlike Latin or Greek, Ge'ez isn't a forgotten tongue. It remains a living part of Ethiopian liturgy, giving these texts a unique, enduring spiritual connection. On the other hand, Garima II, slightly smaller at 322 pages, is no less fascinating. It was written by a different scribe and boasts 17 illuminated pages, including stunning portraits of the 4 evangelists. Matthew, Luke, and John are depicted solemnly in a frontal style, their gazes exuding a quiet strength. However, Mark stands apart, shown in profile. seated with regal poise on the episcopal throne of Alexandria. One particularly enigmatic page depicts a structure that continues to baffle scholars. Some argue it's the Temple of Solomon, while others see it as the Fountain of Life. Adding to the intrigue is a staircase so uniquely rendered that it has no parallels in Christian iconography, solidifying its place as a true anomaly in sacred art. The artistic brilliance of these illuminated pages reflects strong Byzantine influences, which isn't surprising given Ethiopia's historical connections with the Eastern Christian world. Early speculation suggested these illustrations might have been imported from regions like Syria or Egypt. However, modern evidence points to a more exciting conclusion. They were likely crafted within Ethiopia itself. This revelation underscores the exceptional skill and creativity of Ethiopia's early Christian communities, elevating their contribution to art and faith on a global scale. Interestingly, the texts of Garima I and Garima II don't seem to descend directly from one another. Instead, both manuscripts appear to originate from an even earlier translation, pushing the roots of Ethiopian gospel texts further back in time. This positions them among the oldest surviving Christian scriptures in the world. Despite their antiquity, these manuscripts carry an air of mystery. Neither contains a colophon, the customary note left by scribes to provide context about the work's creation. However, a historical note found in a separate 14th century gospel book, once bound with Garima II, mentions King Arma of Aksum. This ruler, who reigned between 600 and 640 AD, offers a tantalizing historical anchor for the manuscripts. Even the covers of these manuscripts tell their own stories. The cover of Garima I, believed to date back to the manuscript's creation, could be the oldest book cover still attached to its original text. Made from gilded copper with a wooden backing, it features a striking cross at its center. While any gemstones that may have adorned it have long since disappeared, its craftsmanship remains breathtaking. Meanwhile, Garima II's cover, crafted from silver, dates back to the 10th–12th centuries. Though slightly younger, it still showcases remarkable artistry and highlights the reverence these texts have received over centuries. Today, these treasures are safeguarded with extraordinary care. A 19th century church near the monastery where they are kept is being renovated to house them. This structure, fortified with steel bars, armed guards, and small windows to limit light exposure, ensures that the vivid illuminations remain unfaded by time. Such meticulous measures reflect the immense cultural and spiritual significance of these manuscripts. It's no wonder that even Pope Francis has expressed a keen interest in this ancient masterpiece. But what do the experts say about the Ethiopian Bible? Why has its story remained hidden for so long, and what secrets might it still hold? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into this remarkable relic and uncover its mysteries. Insights from experts on the Ethiopian Bible. The Ethiopian Bible has long been a magnet for historians, biblical scholars, and art experts, sparking debates and igniting curiosity for decades. Its ancient origins, mesmerizing illustrations, and unique Ge'ez script have kept academics enthralled, raising countless questions about its creation and significance. But what exactly have the experts uncovered about this treasure? Let's unravel the story together. The Garima Gospels, central to the Ethiopian Bible, first captivated global attention in 1950, when British art historian Beatrice Plain gained a rare glimpse of the manuscripts. Since women weren't allowed inside the monastery that safeguarded them, the monks kindly brought the manuscripts outside. She was immediately struck by their breathtaking illuminated pages, noting the Byzantine-inspired ornamental style. Fast forward to the 1960s, and French scholar Jules Leroy examined the texts more closely. He estimated their creation around 1100 AD, an assumption that, while groundbreaking at the time, would soon face challenges from further research. It was in the following decades that discoveries brought an even earlier timeline into focus. Biblical scholar Donald M. Davies made a pivotal contribution when he analyzed the Gospels using microfilm photographs. He concluded that the Garima Gospels represented an earlier version of the Ethiopian text than any previously studied manuscripts, dating them to somewhere between the 8th and 10th centuries. This revelation opened the door for later scholars like Roger Schneider, who described the manuscripts as versio antiqua, a distinctive translation from Greek into ge'ez, with idiomatic nuances and occasional struggles with Greek grammar. The timeline took a dramatic turn in 2000, thanks to art historian Jacques Mercier. Small parchment fragments were carbon dated at Oxford University, revealing astonishing results. One fragment was dated between 330 and 540 AD, and another between 430 and 650 AD. These findings placed the Garima Gospels among the oldest surviving Christian manuscripts, upending prior estimates and shining a spotlight on Ethiopia's ancient Christian heritage. This evidence aligned with earlier stylistic studies by Marilyn Heldman, who argued that the architectural details and artistic elements in the illustrations were rooted in late antiquity rather than the medieval period. From the classical forms depicted in its designs to the furniture in Mark's portrait, every detail pointed to a thriving Christian scholarly community in the Kingdom of Aksum during this era. In 2013, scholar Kurt Nickham revisited these findings, incorporating carbon dating and additional historical evidence. He argued that the Ethiopian translation of the Bible likely occurred before the 4th century ended, a theory supported by the Aksumite collection, a set of church canons and writings from the 5th century that presumed the existence of Ge'ez scriptures. The significance of the Garima Gospels was cemented during a 2-day conference in November 2013 titled Ethiopia and the Mediterranean World in Late Antiquity. Experts like Mercier and Alessandro Bauzzi shared groundbreaking insights, including definitive carbon dating that positioned Garima II between 390 and 570 AD and Garima I between 530 and 660 AD. These findings confirmed that the Ethiopian manuscripts were even older than the famous Rabula Gospels of 586 AD. And yet, this is only part of the story. What about the wider implications of these findings? What did Pope Francis himself see in this ancient text that made it stand out? Stay with us as we dive into the pontiff's unique perspective. Could his views reveal even deeper secrets about the Ethiopian Bible? Why they don't want you to see it. Pope Francis, a leader celebrated for his forward-thinking views, has brought renewed attention to the Ethiopian Bible, calling it a priceless piece of Christian heritage. His bold statements about its historical and spiritual importance have reignited global curiosity about one of the oldest and most unique collections of biblical texts. But what makes the Ethiopian Bible so remarkable in the eyes of the Pope? For Francis, the Ethiopian Bible's ancient roots set it apart. Dating back to the 4th century, it predates the Vulgate, the King James Bible, and many other Western translations. Its development outside the influence of significant church councils and revisions means it offers a glimpse into a version of Christianity that remains untouched by later doctrinal changes. To the Pope, This independence makes the Ethiopian Bible a more authentic and unaltered expression of early Christian teachings, a purer window into the faith's formative years. Another aspect that fascinates the Pope is the Ethiopian Bible's broader canon. While Western traditions include 66 to 73 books, the Ethiopian Bible boasts 84. Among these are texts like the Book of Enoch and the Book of Jubilees, which have been excluded from most Western traditions. Francis suggests these forgotten texts may hold vital insights into the beliefs and practices of early Christians, untouched by the political and cultural forces that shaped Western Christianity. These additional books reflect a richer spiritual heritage, one that Francis believes deserves careful study and reflection. The Pope doesn't shy away from controversy. He has openly questioned how historical, political, and cultural dynamics influenced the exclusion of certain texts from the Western canon. Why were voices like those found in the Book of Enoch marginalized? This is not just an academic question for Francis. It's a call to examine how power may have shaped Scripture and to embrace a fuller understanding of early Christian diversity. Even the theological nuances of the Ethiopian Bible intrigue him. Texts like the Book of Enoch emphasize external forces, such as fallen angels, influencing sin, contrasting the Western focus on sin as an internal human flaw. For Francis, this perspective doesn't conflict with Western theology, but enriches it, offering a multifaceted view of sin, judgment, and humanity's relationship with God. According to Francis, the Ethiopian Bible is more than an artifact. It's a testament to Christianity's diverse origins. Its survival through centuries of history and unique content demonstrates how the Christian message has been shaped by different cultures and traditions. By bringing attention to this text, Pope Francis urges us to broaden our understanding of faith and appreciate the complexity of Christian traditions worldwide. But Francis's fascination goes even deeper. Could this ancient Bible hold answers to questions we've long overlooked? Could it challenge what we thought we knew about the foundations of Christianity? Stay tuned as we explore Pope Francis's shocking claim about this extraordinary text. Pope Francis and the Ethiopian Bible, a bold revelation. During a recent liturgy, Pope Francis asked the congregation a question that left them deep in thought. What is Christianity? His aim was clear: to inspire believers to delve beyond the familiar texts of the conventional Bible and re-examine the roots of their faith. Although the Pope adheres to the traditional canon, he openly expressed his fascination with the Ethiopian Bible, highlighting how its content offers profound insights into early Christianity. Pope Francis reflected on texts like the Book of Enoch, which were once central to Christian thought but later excluded from Western scriptures. These texts were included for a reason, he stated, suggesting their removal may have deprived Christianity of valuable teachings. For instance, the portrayal of the Son of Man in the Book of Enoch aligns closely with how Jesus is described in the canonical Gospels. Could it be, he asked, that vital pieces of Christianity's story have been overlooked? In a powerful moment, Pope Francis shared vibrant Ethiopian illustrations of Jesus, depicting scenes from his youth absent in conventional Bibles. These images, rooted in Ethiopian tradition, mirror narratives from the Book of Enoch and other omitted texts. The Pope explained that these illustrations challenge us to rethink Christ's mission and identity, particularly during the years of his life left unexplored in traditional scripture. Pope Francis urged believers to see the Ethiopian Bible as a complementary lens, one capable of answering profound questions about Christianity. If these images reveal so much, he remarked, imagine what the texts could uncover. His words were a call to action, a challenge to embrace this ancient manuscript and uncover its mysteries. What do you think makes the Ethiopian Bible so unique compared to the traditional versions most people know? Do you think Pope Francis is right to endorse it? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe.